Hello and welcome to Collasser Church TV. And we are continuing today with our interview of Father John Durkin, our parish priest here in Collasser. And thank you, Father John,
Well, thanks,
for
Mark.
taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us.
Thanks for being willing to interview me. Thank you very much. Thanks.
And in the early segment, we covered John's growing up years, his early years, his education, which culminated in 3 years of study at the Irish College in Rome. And actually, Father John, I was doing some research and I discovered that the Irish College were closing in rapidly on its 400th anniversary.
That's right.
It was founded in 1628.
That's right.
The idea first being mooted in 1625, which is exactly 400 years ago.
Exactly. Yes.
And it was founded, I understand, or the idea initially came, I understand, from Friar, County Waterford man, Father Luke Wadding.
That's right. There's a big picture of him in the college.
And he received the patronage of Cardinal Ludovisi.
That's right. He would have been
So,
Italian. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And the purpose of it was obviously that in the penal times, they didn't have seminaries in Ireland. So they had them in all kinds of places, in Belgium, in Louvain, in Paris, in Salamanca, and they even had one in Prague, and apparently they even had one in Poland, which was a small Irish college, and not much known about it. But the Irish College was one of the ones that lasted for, as I say, 400 years, a rich tradition, and it moved to different locations, and it's now in the Via dei Santi Quattro, which is near the Lateran, and it's a beautiful place, and I enjoyed my time there. Full of history, and I wish I knew more of the history now to talk about it, but it is full of history.
Well, of course, you mentioned the last day that there were many countries had colleges in
practically
in
every
Rome.
country, because there's the Spanish college, the Portuguese college, any college you name it, they have a college there, any country, for their students to go and to study in Rome.
They would have various reasons for establishing or founding a college in Rome.
Absolutely.
But Ireland had a particular reason that you touched on there.
That's right.
Back in 1625, that was a dangerous time to be a Catholic here in Ireland, and it was especially dangerous to be a priest
or a bishop. They kick you out.
And there was no possibility of training to be a priest back then.
Not here.
So the colleges were founded in across Europe, in Spain, Portugal, France, and the one that you attended for 3 years in Rome.
That's right. That is right, Martin. Yes.
So that was the point, and it's still there, and still thriving. It's still a very interesting place,
lovely place to visit.
Yeah.
Lovely place to visit, absolutely.
So, as I said, the last day, as a priest, you've had an extensive education.
Absolutely.
And you have spent a lifetime working with people in the community.
Okay.
So this can be seen by people from any corner of the world.
There are people all over the world who watch.
So anybody that is looking in, anybody who is viewing, would you have any advice drawn from your vast experience that you could give? Any advice you could give? We'd love to hear that.
I would have loads of advice. I suppose the big thing is, how do we look at life? I mean, some people may look at life in a kind of a negative way, and every little thing that happens is a problem. And if we look at life that way, it will be a miserable life, because every little thing that happens will be a problem, and people will get ruffled and rattled by every little thing. But of course, everything that happens can be an opportunity, as well as a crisis. A crisis can always be an opportunity. So even if something difficult happens, good can come out of it. And we believe in a good God. We believe the God we believe in is a good God. So I would say to anybody listening, the advice is that whether today is a good day or a bad day for you or whatever, look at the good part of it. If it's a bad day, God will bring good out of it. And keep calm, keep trusting your God, and know that no matter what happens, you will get through it. You will get through all difficulties. with God's help. Plus, other people will help as well. I've always found, this is my experience as a priest in ministry in parishes for a long time, that one of the great things about being a priest in a parish is you will always be assured of help and support in all kinds of different ways, from the people, and then from priests round about, from your family, from friends. And it's lovely to see how willing people are to help a priest and to help in the work of the church, because without that help, obviously, the priest can do very little. And I have to say about Kildare, the parish that I'm in now, I would have to say that the people here are very willing to help me, but not just to help me, as in Father John, but to help with parish projects, parish initiatives, to help with activities, community things. And we saw recently at a very big funeral that was on Saturday, the response that people gave to a sad tragedy, death of a young lad, the enormous response of the people. I would say nearly every man, woman, and child turned up at the Mass, which to me really warmed my heart. So there's a lot of goodness there. People will help us, and that's the advice. Don't worry about anything. Just worry is pointless. So that's my advice to people.
Pretty sound advice, I have to say, Father John.
Thanks, Martin.
So, the next question. For a great many people who suffer loss, their faith and membership of the church brings them comfort and support. You, as a parish priest, are in the front line of bringing that comfort and spiritual support to your community. In Luke's Gospel, there's a proverb which says, "Physician, heal thyself."
Yeah.
What sustains Father John at your time of loss?
Yeah, well, I've had losses since I came here. When I was hardly a full year here before my mother died. My mother B died in the 16th of August 2010, and I wasn't a full year here. I was coming up to a year here at the time. That was a big loss. My father died a number of years before that. But the support that happened at that time, every man, woman, and child in the parish turned out at the funeral, which I didn't even know all the people at the time. I didn't even know all their names. They knew my name. There was only one of me to know the name of. But that was a great support to me and my family at the time. So I lost my sister then, around the COVID time, 2019. I lost her. Again, we had a Mass in Midfield, and I would say nearly every man, woman, and child in Kildare came to Midfield for that funeral Mass where we buried their ashes. Again, the support that was given to me sustained me. You were asking what sustains me at a time of loss. So people help, and the love and the support of people, that's what sustains me. But of course, other things as well. The big thing is to have a routine in your life, to have some hobbies. And I've mentioned about reading. I like reading. I still like reading. I play a bit of chess. I like doing crosswords, and I like looking at films as well. And films can be a great diversion. But then not just a diversion, but we learn so much from a film. I've often heard priests in a homily use the example of a film to make their point, because there are some great stories in films, telling a story about life and about things we should know or whatever. So there's a lot of things that sustain me, I suppose. And then I also have a lovely cat here, which I think I will do a video about the cat sometime. I have a cat who's really very kind and a beautiful cat. Who I don't say anymore that I take care of the cat. I would say actually that the cat takes care of me. So there's a lot of things that sustain me, and for that I'm grateful that God uses all these things to sustain me and to keep me going. My faith, my prayer, my friendships, the community, the kindness of people, and as I say, even the animal world, even my cat is a support to me. So those will be the things that would sustain me.
Okay. Father John, the church in recent decades has taken heavy criticism.
Absolutely.
Because of various scandals and the way they were dealt with.
Yes.
We know that the vast majority of priests became priests for all the right reasons and have led blameless lives, but were betrayed by a minority. That has to be incredibly hurtful for that vast majority of priests who devoted their lives to administering the sacraments bringing spiritual comfort, support, and leadership in the communities. Tell me about those feelings of hurt.
Well, I suppose um, we know that things did happen and children were abused, which was terrible, and priests really did that, and that's a terrible thing. The rest of us didn't do that, but we're suffering for it now.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we have to remember that the bishops, at one time, I don't think they would do it now, but at one time would have covered up that or tried to hide it from people and moved the priest somewhere else where he continued on doing those things. I mean, now, please God, we wouldn't get bishops doing that, they wouldn't get away with it, and people are more aware of it. But we have suffered as priests and as a body of priests. We have suffered, the Church in Ireland has suffered because some people, I would say, don't go to church because of that, because of what happened. And the people have been so hurt themselves and they kind of feel let down by the priests who did that, that we're all tarred with one brush, if you know what I mean.
Everybody talk, which is a huge mistake.
It is, but it's you can see, I suppose, it's there's something understandable about it. Whereas it's not easy for us because we see our congregations going down, not too many coming to church, and fewer coming on a regular basis. And but of course, another very sad thing, it would upset me, is that nobody's really going to go on for the priesthood much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because a person going on for the priesthood, I was talking to one fellow whom I thought would go on for the priesthood, and I asked him straight out, would he go on? And he said, well, I did think about it, he said, and he mentioned the whole thing about the scandals. And his point was, he said, if I go on to be a priest now, I would be worried that what if somebody made a false accusation against me and accused me of abusing one of their children? He says, I feel I would suffer greatly, then my reputation would be taken away. And even if I was cleared, even if my name was cleared, that kind of dirt would cling on to me. And he gave that as a reason why he wouldn't go on to be a priest. And I can understand that too. But we have very few people going on to be priests now. Very few.
True.
So we don't know what the future brings. And that has a very direct effect on us because it means as we get older, we're going to be more busy. And now I can see this happening to me, and I can see it happening to all my colleagues and all my co-diocesans and everything. As the years go by, and less of us are there, as some people get sick and as some people retire, me, who I'm getting older, we'll say in 10 years' time, I'll be 73, I would probably have to do far more, if I'm able, than I do now. Which seems very unfair, because as you get older, you would like to think you might be able to do less. But the people who have their health, a lot will be demanded of them in the years to come, when they probably mightn't be that well able to do it. So, and I don't know if you can blame all that on the child abuse and the way it was handled, but I can't help thinking that that's one of the factors in it. And the church it's not really in a very good place at the moment in terms of numbers, enthusiasm, and vocations, and lots of things like that. So it's not an easy job to be in now, if you want to say.
At the best of times,
Yeah.
it's a difficult job.
Difficult, yeah.
Because you're at the sharp end.
Yeah, as you
I
say.
mean, you're with people,
Yes.
sure enough, you're with people in their good days,
On a baptism,
but you're with them in their bad days.
Yeah, a terrible
As
funeral,
well.
a bereavement,
Yes.
whatever, and you're brought to road
When you're probably most needed.
Most
during bad
needed,
days,
yeah. And it doesn't matter how you feel on those occasions. You might be tired, you know, you could be exhausted, you could be God knows what, but you're expected to perform at all times if the need arises. And that it demands a lot from a person.
It does.
Especially as we get older as well.
Okay. Well, John, the world is a rapidly changing place. You and I, everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps not people's nature, but technology is bringing about changes to society.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, is the world a better place now than it was in the past? And will it be a better place in the future than it is now? Mm-hmm. And if it is to be better, what do we have to do now to make it a better place?
Now, those are very good questions. It's hard to answer them completely, but I mean, you think of the mobile phone, which we all have and use every hour of the day nearly. We use the mobile phone. Now, there's no doubt the mobile phone is of tremendous value because, I mean, even the alarm here I have in the house, if I'm miles away, even in another country, I can turn it on and off in another country. And you can do so many things from a distance with your mobile phone. You can contact people all over the world and ring them, talk to them, listen to them, send them texts. So, I mean, the mobile phone has huge advantages and it's a big help. But of course, the mobile phone makes us too available. And that's one of the things priests will say, for example, okay, if I go away, it's very hard not to bring the mobile phone because they say, well, someone might need me. If I bring it away with me, okay, I'm contactable then. And even if I'm trying to get a rest and get away from everything, you can get an email or a text which will put you into some kind of a spin. And it could, in a way, make your holiday a misery, depending on the issue that someone wants resolved. And that's one of the things with the mobile phone is that the people who contact us using the mobile phone, they often want a solution to what they're looking for now. It's a very instantaneous world where everybody wants their answer now. So to put it plainly, if someone rings me up when I'm miles away about booking a mass, if I say to them, well, I don't have the book with me, that doesn't go down very well. You're nearly expected to be able to book that straight away. And so the pressure on, as well as bringing your mobile phone, you have to bring your diary as well. And God knows what other documents.
You're on the whole time.
You're on, and it's almost they expect you to be in your office 24/7. And notice about people, not everyone obviously, certain people would ring me at 11:30 at night or text me to book mass, which they wouldn't be able to ring the county council offices, they wouldn't be able to ring their GP, they wouldn't be able to ring lots of other people for those services. But we kind of, in a sense, are expected to provide them. But I do turn the phone off a certain time of the evening because, to get a chance to be on your own away from the phone, I think it's important as well.
Absolutely, it is indeed.
Yeah.
Finally, Father John,
Yes, okay.
looking way into the future, a person's epitaph might be,
Yeah,
he lived life to the fullest,
okay,
or a life well lived.
okay.
What would you like your epitaph to be?
I'll be honest with you, I have never really given it much thought, and because I suppose I don't want that to happen for a long time yet. So I really haven't given it.
I did say looking way into the future.
Yeah, well, I will have to give that some thought, but I would like to put something pleasant on it. I mean, even, there used to be a song, "Don't Worry, Be Happy," wasn't there?
Mhm.
That song. I mean, you think of the person reading it, you don't know what state they're in. Hopefully I'll be in heaven or happy when they're reading it, but the person looking at that headstone, it'd be nice to cheer them up as well and say, don't worry, be happy. I mean, there's a lot in those words, don't worry. I mean, don't worry is just a few words, but there's a lot in it. And if you can succeed in not worrying, which for any of us is a big thing not to, like that's one thing. And it can take a lifetime to not worry and to actually produce circumstances where we're not worrying. So that's one thing. And then be happy, to be happy. How do you be happy? I think it's in the Declaration of Independence. It says the desire to be happy, or I don't know how it's phrased.
Is it about expectation?
In a way, maybe, yeah. Happiness. What is happiness, and how can we achieve it? And in the Declaration of Independence, the last bit of it is about the pursuit of happiness. Now I remember the now. The pursuit of happiness.
So the American Constitution.
Yeah. So I think that's like. How do we, first of all, we'd have to find out what happiness is. And everybody, we would all disagree probably what it is. But if I decided today, this is what happiness is, now I must pursue that. I must look for happiness and be happy. And of course, if I can succeed and be happy, presumably then I can make a lot of other people happy as well. And try and make them less unhappy, put it that way. And that's what I think I would write on my epitaph. Because I would like to see them happy as well. And I do think that if they stop worrying and don't worry, that will add to their happiness. I believe it really will.
Excellent, excellent. That's excellent stuff,
Thank you.
Father John.
Thanks very much.
I feel that we were just getting warmed up here,
That's
and
all
I
we
can
were.
see us returning to this in the
Yes,
very near
please God,
future.
please God.
So thank you, Father John.
Thanks very much. You're
for
a
the-
very good interviewer.
for this
I
afternoon.
like your style.
It's
of
always a
interviewing.
pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. And I think we both learned something when we meet and talk. So thank you.